Hi guys, this is my video about crime and safety in Brazil. So for those of you that want to know, do I feel safe living here in Brazil? The answer is yes. There is a lot of crime here in Brazil, but that doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get robbed. Just like every other country around the world, it really depends on where you go. So if you're visiting a major city, of course you're going to have to be more careful. There are plenty of things that you can do, or in some cases not do, to ensure that you're going to be a little bit safer and to not make yourself a target. I just wanted to share with you a few tips and advice that I've learned from living here, from other people and just from experience. So the two main targets for thieves here are going to be rich people and tourists. Therefore, don't walk around wearing your most expensive jewellery and your flashy Rolex watch. My next piece of advice is try and learn at least some basic Portuguese. And don't be walking around speaking English with your mates really loudly. And that doesn't mean never speak English in public, it just means be more subtle about it. Like, remain conscious that this is really going to make you stand out. You're essentially advertising to everybody that you are a massive gringo. You've probably got lots of money with you for your travels. You might be a little bit more clueless about keeping your stuff safe and that you're not so street savvy. Okay, so the most common forms of robbery here are pickpocketing and bag snatching. These happen more often in like outdoor markets, little mini festivals and street parties, stuff like that. Anywhere that there's a big crowd outside, basically. Also, this goes for transport, so buses, trains, and subway stations. So first off, if you're in a particularly dodgy or very crowded area, do not, ladies, wear your bag on one shoulder like this, because somebody could easily just run past you, snatch it off your shoulder, keep running, and that's everything gone. So this is what I do. I have a small bag with a magnet shutter, then it has a drawstring, then I tie my drawstring and wear it across my body and on my front like this. So no one running past me can grab my bag, and also they can't easily get their fingers in to take anything out either. If you're wearing a backpack, particularly on the tube or the subway, whatever you call it, I see people doing this a lot, is to wear their backpack on their front like this. I see that a lot here, particularly in really busy streets and the subway. Also, this goes without saying, do not put valuables in your pockets, particularly your back pocket. And if you do have to put something in your front pocket, just you keep your hand over it, make sure it's well guarded. Also, never carry large amounts of cash on you. This is a card-based society, so rely on your debit or credit card if you can. Most places accept them. If you are going to carry some cash on you, make sure it's just a small amount. It's not something that you're really going to miss if by some chance something does happen to it. Be careful and very conscious about where you're using your very expensive looking mobile phone. Don't be walking around the streets with it out, like just mindlessly texting or Pokemon going or whatever it is you're doing, because again, someone can just easily snatch it and run. If I have to take a phone call and I'm in the middle of a street, normally I would stop walking, stand by the side of the pavement, normally with my back against a wall or a shop, and take my phone call very quickly and not drag it out. I just like to do this because I know that no one can just run behind me and grab it and take it. It makes me feel a little bit more secure. Maybe that's a bit extreme, I don't know, especially on the bus. I never ever use my phone on the bus, as I just feel it's a bit dodgy. Yeah. Don't walk around by yourself at night. This goes for both guys and girls. I've had a few people told me that they were drunk and decided to walk home by themselves at night and got mugged. A, you're walking alone, B, you're drunk, again you're making yourself a target. Try and stay in a group, or better yet, you can get an Uber. It's like private taxi company here. I don't know if it's anywhere else at the moment, but you just download the app for your phone. It's called Uber. It's a super cheap, really safe way to get around. I pretty much never walk anywhere at night, even with my husband. We'll always get an Uber somewhere because it's safer. So the next piece of advice I'd give people is, if you're in a car and you're not moving, keep your window up, especially at night time, but even in the afternoon. I've heard stories of people that have been sat in their car with the window down, even at 2 in the afternoon on a busy street, and one of these motorbike guys, these moto boys they call them, will just drive up to your window, put a gun to your head, and ask for all your money or whatever you've got, basically. Normally, I think this happens to people, I think this happens more to taxis and to people that have got really nice cars. Oh, and another thing that people do a lot here in Brazil, well, in São Paulo city anyway, is if there is a red light at night on a really quiet street and there are no cars coming, you don't stop. You just cross the red light and keep going, because that's another one. People will target lone cars at night, stopped at a red light, because you're very easy to mug if you're by yourself and it's quiet. And that's pretty much it. If you just keep all of these things in mind, then you're not really going to have any trouble. I don't feel any more endangered here in São Paulo than I would in London. I pretty much, apart from the window thing in the car, I do pretty much all these things in London anyway. Another thing, if the worst ever came to the worst and somehow you're getting mugged, don't try and be a hero. The best thing to do is simply give them whatever it is they want, and they're more than likely to take it and run away and just leave you alone. If you struggle or if you try to do something, then you're very likely to get hurt. I met this one guy who said he had a friend, this lady, she was in hospital because a guy was trying to take her bag, basically, and she wouldn't let go. She was fighting him for it, and he shot her. Luckily, she survived, she was fine, but that's just an example. If you're in that situation, it's best just to give it to them, because your life, I hope, is more valuable than your belongings. So that would be my my final piece of advice to you. But by all means, if you feel like Brazil is a dangerous place, don't let it put you off coming here. It's really, I don't think, as bad as people make it out to be. I feel perfectly comfortable here. Just stay street smart, or if you go somewhere a bit quieter, if you go outside of the big cities, you're not going to have to worry so much. Okay, so that's it for today. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to make a new video every week. So I'll see you later. Ciao!